Hey guys, so today's video we're going to talk about onboarding and inductions. This is video number 13. Just after this, we've got 2 more to go. Very exciting. So I'm going to ask you a question and hopefully you can answer me. I won't hear the answers. I'm going to have to assume what they are, but I'd really like to envisage that you're all shouting at your screens and answering my questions. But when do you think onboarding actually starts? I'm listening. On the first day is what probably a lot of people, maybe not you, but a lot of people will say, like, as soon as someone starts, that's when we're on board and when they start. No, in my opinion, this is incorrect. Onboarding of a new candidate starts the moment the offer is accepted. They're in your gang. Yes, they've got one foot in their old gang's camp and they've got a foot in your camp. So they're kind of in this limbo land in between. But they are on board with you, I suppose, which is why your onboarding should start. They've said yes, they're coming to join your company, they're going to resign if they've not already, and they are going to give you a start date and keep in touch with you to come and actually start on that first day. So onboarding starts from the moment the offer is accepted. I feel like that's really, really important tip. It's the only thing you take from this video. Make sure that you take that. So I hope that we've got another dog in the office today. It's called Severus. Louis is very sad, which is why he's not present on this video, because he doesn't like not being the only dog in the office. So the moment the offer is accepted is when onboarding starts. You've got to maintain the excitement, the energy, and then the enthusiasm that you built in the recruitment process and the interview process, delivering the offer. You don't want there to be like this wall of silence and kind of just no one getting in touch, where energy just disappears. But the longer that silence goes on, if they're on a 4-week notice period, they could be on 3 months. Imagine if they've not heard anything from you in that time. They're just gonna think, did it really happen? Are they looking forward to it? Do they remember me? And then there's all these doubts that go through their mind. And then if someone rings them up and goes, oh, I've got an opportunity, they're like, well, I've not heard anything from my new employer. So yeah, I'll listen to it, and then they might interview. You might lose them because you've not gone back to them, which we don't want. And then they're more vulnerable in their notice period, not just to counter offers, but also not just to other opportunities, but also to counter offers. Their current company could be thinking, oh my goodness, this person's leaving. Yes, we've accepted it, but we've thought about it, and this person absolutely cannot leave. We need to move heaven and earth, give them what they want, let's make them stay. So even though they've accepted your offer, the work does not stop. You've got to keep going. You've got to make sure that you still keep them involved, keep them engaged, keep them on board, and don't let them go somewhere else. It's a fight to the death, a bit like Hunger Games of recruitment. So definitely stay in touch in their notice period. You've got to make them feel wanted throughout that. I know it sounds a bit like candidates are divas, but if you treat them that way, then you can't go far wrong. Just give them what they need, give them what they want, and make sure that they know that you're looking forward to them starting, and then they'll look forward to starting, and you won't lose them. So in the notice period, I think it's really important, if you can, aside from staying in touch with them, and we come up with all kinds of wonderful reasons and excuses to just get back in touch. You might send, oh, we've got another document that we need you to complete and send back. We might not send everything all at once, so you've just got another reason to keep in touch, because it does become difficult to like think about things, to text them, to email them, to give them a ring about. So get creative. But if you can, I would suggest to get them in. Get them in to meet the team. You might not meet all of them at once, and maybe they can come back a second time, especially if their notice period is longer than 4 weeks. So get them in to meet other members of the team that they've not yet met. Get them in for a brew, really informal, a bit of a chat, and maybe get some cake and some biscuits. You can't go wrong with cake and biscuits. And if there's, depending on what's going on at that time, if your Christmas do is coming up and that's in their notice period, invite them. If it's their birthday in their notice period, send them a card, get them in on the birthday, and then the cake will even be even more relevant. And if you're doing any team building, so we had, when Heather was joining us, we had a few team building things on Friday, so she came and joined in with a HIT class. I think it's really important to get her in while she was working a notice period, so she didn't miss out on all the fun stuff that we were doing. So similarly, if you've got anything like that coming up, maybe not a HIT class, but you know, other team building things are okay, then get them involved. Make their notice period as though they are part of the team. They're just not working there all day, every day, but get them involved in the other stuff that they can come to as well. And if they do have days off and they can come and, you know, make a start and get cracking, then ask them if they'd be all right with that, because if they're excited about joining, they most likely will be. Also, aside from kind of keeping in touch and protecting your shiny new hire, make sure that you're prepared for their arrival. So get all equipment ready, make sure they've got a desk, they've got a chair. I know it sounds like common sense, but there have been some occasions in the fresh past where people showed up and they've not got anywhere to sit. So they just sat on a couch somewhere while someone finds them a desk. Or they've not got, their email's not set up, or they've not got a laptop and they can't do anything straight away. All these little things, whilst they might seem small to you, are big deals. Like, you know, it's like their first day at school. Like, they'll be nervous. They don't know anybody. It might, if it's a step up, you know, it's a bigger job that they've not necessarily done before. So they're going to be feeling, you know, they might be feeling self-doubt. They might have a bit of imposter syndrome. They might not be feeling full of confidence. Might not have slept the night before because they were so excited or nervous about coming. So any other little things on their first day or in their first week that are negative may have more of an impact and be exacerbated in comparison to kind of normal everyday life. So just have that in the back of your mind. You can do things like welcome boxes or new starter boxes. There's a company called the Fun Experts, and they have Fun at Work as one of their brands, and they create all kinds of different boxes for different things. And so you can actually get a new starter box which has some funky and quirky things in, and they're not expensive, and again it's just a nice little touch. Or even if you've got them a pen and a cup, just little things go a really, really long way when it comes to things like this. Also, have your induction ready. That is different to onboarding. It's just part of the onboarding process. The induction lays down what they need to do, what they should be doing on their first day, so they can come in, they can look at their induction document and think, oh, today I'm just setting up all the apps, all the software, logging into my emails, setting up my signature, learning about the system. I've got a meeting with Brenda to talk me through the CRM. I don't know where that name came from. It's the first one that popped into my head. And then throughout the week, maybe, you know, booking meetings with other people, especially the ones that they're going to be liaising with more closely on a day-to-day basis, so they can start buddying up with people and making and building relationships, so they don't feel as alone really when they're wandering to the water cooler to get a drink, or they're brewing up and they're stood there not talking to anybody. Try to make it easier for them to make those relationships right from the get-go. So having a plan is really important, which is basically what your induction is. It's a plan for them, so they know exactly what they're doing on day one, week 1, week 2 and beyond. They know where they're going, who they're supposed to be with. And same goes for your organisation. Like I said in a previous video, have a team for recruitment so you know who's involved. Have a team for interviews. I think it's really important to have one for the onboarding process. It might be different to the recruitment team, so just make sure you think about that ahead of time. And so those people involved in that candidate's kind of first day, first week, first month and beyond, that they have a plan, so the induction is really important for both sides to have a copy. It's not just necessarily for the candidate, so you guys can stay on track and again make that first introduction to the business from the candidate's perspective impressive so that they stay. And the final tip I think for me on this is similar to the interviews, where you were going to let everybody know in the building that interviews are happening so they could warmly welcome candidates and just smile and chat to them in the halls and the toilets, etc. Same for new starters on their first day. Let everybody know, so people know if there's a new face, it's most likely a new starter, this is the name, this is what they're going to be doing. And so again, the whole process is just lovely, warm and engaging. So that's it from me on onboarding. I'll see you on the next vid.